Hello friends, I'm back. Hello. So this is sort of a spur of the moment video. I think Barnes & Noble's 50% off hardcover sale is still going on. I'm out running errands. It's after Christmas. It's raining here in Utah. Rain in Utah in December is a crime. I hate it. If it's gonna be yucky, it should snow. But I just so happened to have some errands to run that were next to this Barnes & Noble, so I'm gonna go check out their hardcover sale and see if they have anything that I want. There is really only one book that I for sure want to try and pick up, and it is Olivia Blake. I can't remember the title. It's this book. I really hope that's in here. I have heard such conflicting things about this book. Some people love it, some people hate it, and I feel like a lot of people talk about the writing and like buzzword. I need that. This is a love story, so I'm assuming that means it ends tragically, but I don't even care. Like as long as I know that the romance is not like a HEA, as long as I know there's no guarantee of a happily ever after, like if I'm in the right headspace, I can be okay with that. Like I can get on board with some heartbreak and pain. I don't know why. I just do. So I'm gonna look for that book. I also want to check out their adult fantasy and see if they have anything like that. And I may also look, I'm very interested in a few YA books. I am going to just assume that there are probably zero romance in hardcover because they're just typically not published. And I have truly never seen my Barnes & Noble carry a romance hardcover. So I don't know what we're gonna find. We're gonna take you and then I'll show you what I get. So here we go. Alright, so this is a Barnes & Noble that is not right next to my house. It's a little bit further away, so usually they don't really have much of a romance section, and this is just the very front table advertising their hardcover sale. But just going to browse a little bit, trying to not get any strangers' faces in my video because that just seems rude. So obviously Nora Roberts, lots of popular, like it surprised me that they have obviously like all kinds of hardbacks are on sale, not just fiction. Okay, here's the romance section. Tons and tons of paperbacks. Hardcovers at the very tip top. Just, Christine Feehan, there's a Mary Bellog up there. Nora Roberts again, J.R. Ward. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's the romance section. Nothing very surprising. I do find it funny that Sylvia Day book is front and center though. Okay, so Verity is not a romance, but and here we are at the fantasy. So obviously my beloved George R.R. Martin. The Book of Gothel I had heard about, but I cannot remember why. Rapunzel retelling, I'm assuming from the cover. Brandy Sandy in some hardcovers for sure. But yeah, not very much. Honestly, a bit disappointed. They don't even have the ACOTAR series in hardcover, which is a bummer. And Kay Jemison isn't in hardcover. Those, I guess, are the paperback George R.R. Martins and Brandon Sandersons. But those are pretty Lord of the Rings editions. All the Murmuring Bones, I actually just bought that on ebook. Okay, so here we are at the YA section. Brandon Sanderson obviously dominating here as well. I actually love that series a whole lot. I think it's very fun. I haven't caught up with it yet, though. On the Come Up is the only hardcover I think I see right there. My son really liked that. He had to read it for school. I love Angie Thomas, but I haven't read that book. No hardcovers here either. Okay, this is it. Look, there it is. Do you remember seeing this in a previous Come Book Shopping with Me? Magic Tea. I just love this cover so much. It's so magical and whimsical. And honestly, I want it just for that alone. Okay, so the second death of Edie and Violet Bond, I feel like I had heard a little bit about, but I'm not entirely sure what. I think it's speculative and darkly feminist, which that's another buzzword for me. I dearly love anything dark and anything feminist. Sign me up. Okay, so now here are some really beautiful books by Chloe Gong. I just barely heard about this book. Well, I didn't just barely hear about it, but I'm picking it up. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, now here we are just at the new fiction section, and would you look at that? There's the Olivia Blake I actually came in for. Last one I was finding, but I did find it, so we're going to take that home with us. Okay, all three. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm very happy with all three of those. Super excited. Found some good ones. Well, I made it into the store. and amid the rain. And I got some books, as you saw. I haven't filmed the voiceover yet, obviously, so I'm not sure what I was talking about. However, here is what I got. So I found this one first. No surprise, I didn't see anything really fantasy, or I was a little surprised. I thought maybe I would see some adult fantasy, but I didn't see any that I needed or wanted. But I did see this beautiful book, which I think I talked about in a previous Barnes & Noble Come Book Shopping With Me video, because like I cannot even handle the beauty of this cover. This is a YA fantasy, and all that I know about this is like magical tea, so we love that. I just think it's absolutely stunning. I am very I buy books because of their covers, okay? This says, sure to enchant both fantasy lovers and C-drama aficionados. I love it. I just think it's gorgeous. I don't really know. It says magic system rooted deep in Chinese mythology and tea-making traditions. So I think that sounds fantastic, and it's super short. Oh no, the cover is ripped. That makes me very sad because the cover is so beautiful. Obviously, I wasn't looking close enough, but that's a bummer. But I'm not going to go brave the rain to go back in there. It's fine. It's fine. So pretty. Okay, truly I am bummed about that. However, moving on. So this next one was funny because okay, so yesterday on my Instagram page, I posted a reel in my stories someone had made. It was just like a suggested reel someone had made that said, books with the line, literally this line, word for word, is "Don't touch my wife." I go absolutely feral for that line. I literally lose my mind. If I know that line is in a book, I can forgive a whole lot. Don't touch my wife, just, you know, in a very like protective way, not an overly possessive, harmful way. Like, we love a protective hero, right? We love a possessive hero in fiction also. But it's gotta be a good balance, right? Anyway, that reel listed this book, which is a YA fantasy. And I've never read from this author before, but like, look at how pretty the cover is. Oh my gosh, it's pink. It was so funny because I like saw this on an end cap, and I was like, oh, that was the book that was in that reel yesterday. And I had already like requested the audio for this at my library, but it's a couple weeks out. And I was just like, look, don't touch my wife. I need to have that book. That's one of those things that feels like I'm really showing you who I really am. Like, don't touch my wife sends me off a cliff. I cannot handle anything. If it says that in there, I need to read it and absorb it into my soul. So, looking this up, it's basically a speculative historical thriller based on As You Like It by Shakespeare. I mean, that sounds pretty great. And don't touch my wife. I don't know how that goes into a YA fantasy. Like, I don't truly care. I'm assuming there's some romance in here. But it was so funny because, now I'm getting back to the story I was telling earlier, I sat down, like, crouched down at the end of the end cap and was looking at this, and there was a guy, like, right next to me who had, like, the special edition of this, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, it's cool, man, like, there's room for both of us, and, like, I could tell he, like, was like, I'm sorry that these are books for you, and I'm like, no, it's fine, and he was, like, picking out books for his girlfriend, wife, I don't know, whatever. And he was like, you should get this one, it's the special edition. And I'm like, but it's not pink. The special edition was pretty, but it's not pink, and pink is prettier in my opinion. So anyway, we had a little chat there, it was funny. And I love this book cover. I love the line in it. I'm hoping it's good. Hoping. Okay, and then the very last book is actually the one that I wanted, which was hard for me to find. I couldn't find this for a while until I looked on, like, the new fiction. And Alone with You in the Ether. This is the shortest book. It was also the most expensive, but truthfully, like, all three of these were $36, and then I had a gift card, so it was practically free. That's what I'm telling myself, okay? But this does say it's a love story. I am so intrigued about this book. I think this is going to... I haven't filmed my January TBR video yet, but this is going on there because I really, truly... Oh my gosh, the print in here is tiny. That's why it's so small, because the print is tiny. I'm very intrigued with this. I'm so curious. Like, this is one of those books that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to love it or not, but I'm curious enough that I want to try it because I love trying new reading experiences like that. I love it so much. So yeah, there's my haul. I got all 3 of these beauties. We won't talk about the little rip in the cover on that one. Anyways, thank you for joining me for this very little short impromptu book shopping video with me. I saw the Barnes & Noble sale was yesterday, and I just thought I really want to go check that out, but I don't want to leave my house, and today I had to leave my house, and it happened to be right next to a Barnes & Noble, so here we go. Overall, I feel like there were very few hardcovers. I know Barnes & Noble changed their policy, so they're only really carrying like bestsellers or things like that, so it was, the selection in there was pretty minimal for what I was looking for. Like almost all, like the only romance hardcovers I saw were like the big huge name like J.R. Ward. They did have that Casey McQuiston book, which I was tempted by. I've actually never read that book, and I'm not sure that I want to based on the hype and what I've heard about it, but I was tempted to buy it, but I did not. Anyway, truthfully, if I had not been right here, I probably wouldn't have even wasted time going in there, because the selection wasn't great, but I found some gems, hopefully, and it was fun, and now I got my book buying fix, and I'll be good for a while. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.